Do you ever stop and think about where your money goes? Sure, it goes towards bills, living expenses, food, and other necessities that you need to live. But did you ever think about where your money goes from your tax money that's taken out every week? Or did you just think, oh, it's the government money, that's what I have to pay every week, that's just like the rules, that's the law. That money does contribute to many different government funding, and it gets divided up, in different aspects of the government, but mostly it goes towards government assistance for low income families or no income families. The government assistance includes food, health, um, daycare services, and cash assistance for those who are qualified. For the government being able to keep up with all those for the low income and no income families, it costs taxpayers annually about $1 trillion to keep up with every year. The government assistance program is the highest paid out government funding portion that is paid out to those who qualify. It also answers the question of where does your money truly go. It really goes towards government assistance, which is the cash, the health, the food, the daycare services. Many people who are curious to know where that tax money goes, they feel that the drug tests for the welfare assistance people, they should get drug tested. They want to know where their money goes, and they want to make sure it's going towards necessary needs and not unnecessary needs. In the fiscal year of 2011, federal government assistance amounted to $927 billion, which breaks down relatively to $9,200 per recipient, or almost $37,000 a year for a family of four, and that's for just if you qualify. That's not including, if one person works or if both of them work but they still qualify for it. So 37 for a family of four, just for not even including them working or any kind of income that they're getting. The ongoing debate of drug screening government assistance participants is a hot topic for our country. Drug screening for government assistance participants could decrease government spending, which furthermore puts more money in the taxpayer's pocket. The idea of drug screening participants is to make sure that the money is going for what they need and not what they don't need. For example, a person who receives cash assistance could get cash out, and really the cash assistance is for like toilet paper, if you need shampoo, conditioner, soap, like things that you need to survive, like things, bath, if you need shampoo, conditioner, soap, like things that you need to survive, like things, bath, if you need deodorant, those type of things, that's really primarily is what the cash assistance for. But people could take out cash and let's say they get $200. People could take out $100 and be putting that towards things like cigarettes, alcohol, drugs. They could get the cash right out and then use it towards something else that it's not intended for. You don't need those three things to survive. That's not what the program is all about. The program is to help you, get up from your feet. It's not intended for you to splurge on, things that's not necessary for you to live. This brings up the question, if by some chance that recipient is a drug user, why should a taxpayer be contributing their money towards something that's illegal and is another's addiction? Obviously, not all drug users are, on welfare. Not all government assistance programs, every participant is a drug user. But by putting this requirement of getting the drug tests into place, it could weed out the ones who are drug users. It's not a punishment to get the drug test done. It weeds out the drug users, not only to help us save money, but it also helps them. We want to help them get the treatment they need and get out of that addiction so that they can provide for themselves, they can provide for their family, and they're not, relying on government money or the taxpayers' money all their life for, some kind of assistance to live. Brad Wilson, who is a Kaysville Republican who crafted the screening laws in Utah, stated, "The whole purpose is to get people back to work." This is true. It is not a punishment in any way to get a drug screening before people for people to be able to get assistance. It is to help people who need help. Government assistance is only in place for temporary assistance, like I was saying earlier. It is not meant for a person to be on for the rest of their life. It is temporary assistance, for people who are hitting hard times. Maybe they lost their job, or they just can't find a job, or they just had a baby and they need a couple months until they can go back to work, or they're having complications, they got hurt, or they just can't work, or they're sick, or it's intended for those kind of people to help them get by in life and to not go homeless, basically. Today, we have come to a day and age where it is taken advantage of, and the amount being put into place for these kinds of programs is getting out of control. In the long run, putting this requirement in place for government assistance users, in the long run, it would help us save money. It would save some of our tax dollars and maybe put some tax dollars back in our pocket. But it would also help the people. It would help the drug users, get the help and treatment that they need. And instead of just putting it off and you never know that they're actually a drug user, it would get them help and then get them to a stable situation where, they're not going to need to rely on this. They could get stuff for themselves. They could do things on their own, and they could provide for themselves and their family. That's the ultimate goal, is for them to get help. Brad Wilson also stated, "We can't get people back to work if they refuse to get into the program and do what they need to do." He's talking in regards to the program. They have an option of basically getting the treatment. If their test shows up positive, they have the option to get the treatment, and they won't receive any kind of government assistance for 3 months. And that's how long the program's for 3 months. They should get the treatment, and then after that, they could, apply if they need to still use it to be able to find a job. And since they're, newly clean and sober, to be able to move forward, they're going to need some help. But no one can be forced into going to get treatment. It's their choice. It's their option to go and get the help that they need. Some states have started mandatory drug screenings in order to receive the government assistance. In recent studies, Utah was one of them, and in the first year, they saved their state more than $350,000. So that's a drastic amount that they could be saving for, putting that requirement into place. I'm sure a lot of people, not a lot of people, but I'm sure the users who are on government assistance would be less willing to take a drug test if they know, the repercussions of, having to get treatment, or you won't receive it for 3 months. But people who are willing and who just need that extra push and that requirement, we could get them the help and they could get into the treatment program. And Florida has also had the mandatory drug screening in place, but their data didn't have a significant difference. It was only 2% of the government assistance. I think it was 2 or 3% of the government assistance was drug users. So it wasn't that much of a difference compared to Utah. But you're going to have that as well. You're going to have some drug users popular in this area, and drug users not popular in one area. It all depends on the area, and all depends, how accessible the drugs are as well. So it's going to vary from state to state. It's not going to be every state is going to have, almost $400 in savings. That's just not how it is. It's going to be varying from state to state. But overall, if we continue to do this requirement for all the states, overall, we could probably save hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars, if this was a requirement from everybody. And also in the long run, not only would this cut back on saving the taxpayers' money, but it would definitely cut back on the government spending. They would, have a tap off of what they could provide for the government assistance program, and we could actually get our country further from going into any other debt that, we can accrue. We can cut back on our debt and then continue to save money. So it would really help out. It'd be beneficial to the people who are drug users, if they could get the treatment, and beneficial to the taxpayers. It would be beneficial for everyone. The whole point of this is to, weed out the drug users, get them the help and treatment, and get everybody back to work so we could build our economy up again. All right, thank you.